Sadly, despite the fact that both Judaism and Christianity recognize the inherent dignity of all human beings, they have, of course, over the centuries been misused by racists. I can certainly think of racist interpretations of Christianity, and there are Jews who unfortunately have also, in my opinion, sullied their faith by adhering to such representations. I notice there seems to be a somewhat of an upsurge of this nonsense lately, a rebirth of this stuff such as the curse of Ham popping out of the cupboard. As a result, I'm going to actually read a bit from the Bible here, and this is actually from the Tanakh, the Jewish Bible, which I used years ago, this version on my phone, for a university essay to argue a bit about the account of Genesis and how it might be perceived by a Jewish audience as opposed to a Christian one. But in any case, this is from Numbers chapter 12. And Miriam and Aaron spoke against Moses because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. And they said, Had the Lord indeed only spoken with Moses? Hath he not spoken also with us? And the Lord heard him. Now the man Moses was very meek above all the men that were upon the face of the earth. And the Lord spoke suddenly upon to Moses and upon to Aaron and unto Miriam, Come out, ye three, unto the tent of meeting. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in a pillar of cloud and stood at the door of the tent and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, do make myself known upon it to him in a vision. I do speak with him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so. He is trusted in all my house. With him do I speak mouth to mouth, even manifestly, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord doth he behold. Wherefore then were you not afraid to speak against my servant, against Moses? And the anger of the Lord was kindled against him, and he departed. And when the cloud was removed from over the tent, behold, Miriam was leprous, as white as snow. And Aaron looked upon Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, O my Lord, lay not, I pray thee, sin upon us, for that we have done foolishly, and that which we have sinned. Let her not, I pray, be as one dead, for whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If our father had but spit in her face, should she not hide in shame 7 days? Let her be shut up without the camp 7 days, and after that she shall be brought in again. And Miriam was shut up without the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed, not till Miriam was brought in again. Now, Miriam is one of the major figures herself in Jewish history, and you'll find loads of women, of course, named Miriam, and Miriam is a variation, of course, of the name Mary. But God, who of course had need make no reference to him born very much in Christianity, yet God makes it quite plain in that passage that he's not overly pleased with all this chit chat and gossip about the horrors of marrying a Cushite woman. Thus, I find those who are flying flags for various states and religions and attempt to slide a bit of racism in, alongside their Christianity or their Judaism actually deceitful and actually an insult to both faiths at their best. I don't pretend for a moment the history of both faiths doesn't have problems with regarding race, but we don't need to keep dragging it up and we don't need to repeat them. And we need to stand up to people trying to do so or trying to present them to us via some other paradigm, whether it be race realism, scientific racism, so-called cultural enrichment, whatever nonsense they're trying to slide this stuff in via the back door. We are all created in the image of God, in my view, and we are all human beings with equal dignity. And those attempting to monetize it to make a living from suggesting otherwise are people I will always utterly reject. And yes, sometimes I will mock you or satirize you, and perhaps I go a bit too far with that sometimes, but I think it's better than adhering to such nonsense.